Oh, Karen broke down my garage to steal my Jeep, didn't realize it was rigged with motion alarms and was packed by a police task force. Imagine waking up to the sound of shattering glass and the crunch of metal. You rush outside to find your garage in disarray, the door hanging off its hinges. Your heart sinks as you realize that someone has broken in. But this isn't just any ordinary break-in. The thief isn't some faceless stranger. It's someone you know, someone you've trusted to uphold the rules and maintain order in your community. It's Karen, your HOA president. As you stand there, trying to process what's happening, you notice something peculiar. The vehicle she tried to steal isn't just any car, it's a Jeep. But not just any Jeep. This vehicle holds secrets that could change everything. It's part of a larger operation, one that involves law enforcement and a web of intrigue that goes far beyond a simple neighborhood dispute. Welcome to my story, a tale of power, deception, and the pursuit of justice. It's a story that begins in the most ordinary of Placea's suburban neighborhood, but quickly turns into a dramatic confrontation that exposes the darker side of authority and the unexpected alliances that form in the face of adversity. This is more than just a story about a break-in or a dispute over a vehicle. It's about the abuse of power, the consequences of unchecked authority, and the resilience of those who stand up for what's right, even when faced with overwhelming odds. Before we begin this journey, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Share your location in the comments below. And if you're as captivated by stories of justice and resilience as I am, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button for more gripping tales like this one. Now let's ask ourselves, have you ever faced a situation where someone in power overstepped their boundaries? How did you handle it? Share your experiences with us in the comments. Let's embark on this journey together as we uncover the truth behind the break-in, the secrets of the Jeep, and the dramatic confrontation that changed everything. I've lived in this quiet suburban community for years, surrounded by manicured lawns and friendly faces. It's the kind of place where everyone knows each other's names, and neighborhood gatherings are a regular occurrence. But beneath this idyllic surface, tensions simmer. Our community is governed by a strict homeowners association, HOA, led by Karen, who has a reputation for being ruthless and uncompromising. Karen is a complex figure, driven by a desire for control and respect. She believes that her strict enforcement of the rules is necessary to maintain the community's beauty and property values. However, her actions often spark controversy. Some residents admire her dedication, while others fear her wrath. She's the kind of person who will stop at nothing to ensure that every blade of grass is perfectly manicured and every fence is painted the right shade of white. I've had my share of run-ins with Karen over the years, but nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen. It started with a sense of normalcy, a typical day in our quiet neighborhood. But little did I know, Karen had been watching my house closely, her eyes fixed on something that would change everything. The Jeep in question was not just any vehicle. It was part of a police task force operation. Unbeknownst to Karen, her actions would have significant consequences, not just for me, but for the entire community. The Jeep was equipped with advanced surveillance equipment, monitoring the movements of key suspects in a larger investigation. It was parked discreetly in front of my house, blending in with the other vehicles in the neighborhood. As I look back, I realized that Karen's actions were not just about enforcing rules. They were about asserting her power and control. But what drives someone like Karen to become so emboldened, to take drastic actions without considering the consequences? Is it a desire for respect, a need for validation, or something deeper? Perhaps it's a combination of all these factors. Perhaps, in her mind, she believes she's doing what's best for the community, even if it means bending the rules or pushing boundaries. But as we'll see, her actions would set off a chain of events that would expose the darker side of power and the importance of accountability. Now, let's ask ourselves, how do you think someone like Karen becomes so emboldened to take drastic actions without considering the consequences? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. As we continue this journey, we'll explore the complexities of Karen's character, the dynamics of our community, and the unexpected twists that would change everything. It was a typical evening in our quiet neighborhood, the sun setting behind the trees, casting long shadows across the lawns. But little did I know, a storm was brewing. Karen, driven by her conviction that the Jeep was abandoned, decided to take matters into her own hands. She broke into my garage, intent on towing the vehicle away. But what she didn't realize was that the Jeep was more than just a carrot, was a key part of a police task force operation. As Karen entered the garage, she triggered the motion alarms, alerting both me and the police. The sound of sirens filled the air, and within minutes, the police arrived at the scene. Karen, realizing her mistake, refused to back down. She stood her ground, insisting that she was within her rights as HOA president to enforce community rules. The situation quickly escalated into a tense standoff. The police, aware of the Jeep's true nature, were adamant that Karen had interfered with a law enforcement operation. Karen, however, was resolute, convinced that she was doing what was best for the community. The air was thick with tension as the two sides faced off, each refusing to yield. I remember standing there, watching the scene unfold, and thinking, this is surreal. The woman who had been enforcing every rule to the letter was now at the center of a confrontation that could have serious consequences. But what drives someone to continue down a path of confrontation, even when faced with overwhelming evidence against them? Perhaps it's a mix of pride, stubbornness, and a deep-seated belief in one's own righteousness. Perhaps, in Karen's mind, she genuinely believed she was right, even as the world around her seemed to disagree. But as the standoff continued, it became clear that Karen's actions would have far-reaching consequences. The police launched a full-blown investigation into Karen's actions, exposing her abuse of power and potentially compromising the police operation. The community was shocked, divided between those who supported Karen's strict enforcement of rules and those who saw her actions as a gross overstep. As the investigation unfolded, more secrets came to light. It wasn't just about a Jeep or a garage break-in. It was about the abuse of power, the importance of accountability, and the unexpected alliances that form in the face of adversity. Now, let's ask ourselves, what do you think drives someone to continue down a path of confrontation, even when faced with overwhelming evidence against them? Is it pride, conviction, or something deeper? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. As we continue this journey, we'll explore the aftermath of Karen's actions, the community's reaction, and the surprising twists that would change everything. As the dust settled, the community was left reeling from the aftermath of Karen's actions. The news of her break-in and interference with a law enforcement operation spread like wildfire, sparking shock and outrage among residents. The HOA board, faced with mounting pressure, was forced to reevaluate Karen's position as president. Her actions had not only compromised a police operation, but also exposed a deeper issue of unchecked power within the community. Karen faced potential legal consequences for her actions, a stark reminder that no one is above the law, not even those in positions of power. The community came together, demanding accountability and transparency from their leaders. It was a moment of reckoning, a time for reflection on the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of accountability within community leadership. This incident serves as a powerful reminder that standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity, can lead to justice and positive change. It highlights the importance of community vigilance and the need for checks and balances to prevent abuses of power. As I look back on this experience, I realized that it taught me valuable lessons about resilience and the power of community. It showed me that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope for change and redemption. But it also raises important questions about how we can ensure that those in positions of power are held accountable for their actions, especially in community settings. How can we prevent similar incidents from happening in the future? How can we create systems that promote transparency and accountability, ensuring that power is used responsibly and for the greater good? These are questions that every community should ask itself, and they are questions that I hope my story can help answer. Now, let's ask ourselves, how can we ensure that those in positions of power are held accountable for their actions, especially in community settings? Is it through stronger regulations, community engagement, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. As we conclude this journey, remember that every story has the power to inspire change. Let's use this moment to reflect on our own communities and how we can work together to build a more just and equitable society for all. As we come to the end of this journey, I want to leave you with a call to action. If you face similar challenges, if you've ever felt like standing up against injustice or fighting for what's right, I invite you to share your story with us. Let's build a community that supports justice and accountability, a community where everyone feels empowered to make a difference. Remember, every action has consequences, and sometimes the most unexpected events can lead to profound change. My story is a testament to this. It shows that even in the face of adversity, standing up for what is right can lead to justice and positive change. It highlights the importance of resilience, community support, and the pursuit of accountability. As you reflect on this story, I want to ask you, what message do you hope to take away from this experience, and how can you apply it to your own life? Is it a reminder to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult? Or perhaps it's a call to be more mindful of the power dynamics in your own community. Whatever the message, I hope it inspires you to make a difference in your own way. Whether it's speaking out against injustice, supporting those who are fighting for their rights, or simply being a voice of reason in your community, every action counts. Before we go, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. Your engagement and support mean the world to me. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button for more gripping tales of justice and resilience. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below, and let's build a community that stands for justice and accountability.